Hey ladies, so I decided to make a video about Jamberry nail wrap, nail prep best practices. So I'm going to show you guys how I prep my nails before putting on my wraps so that I can get my wraps to last the longest. So first, what you're going to want to do is just file your nails down to shape. I prefer filing as opposed to clipping because they tend to break a lot easier when I cut them. So I found that just filing down your nails to the shape that you like them and to the length that you like them is best. I have found that with the nail wraps, if your nail hangs a little bit over the edge of your skin, they actually file down a lot better, the wraps will. And they'll stay on a little bit better. However, if you like your nails a little bit shorter, which sometimes I do because I play guitar, I will actually, instead of filing my nail wrap straight down, just clip it. So again, just file your nails to however you like them. So after you have them filed down to the shape that you like, usually what I'll do first is remove those cuticles. So first, the easiest thing is just to go ahead and push your cuticle back. You can use a rubber cuticle pusher, a metal one. I like these. These are the Jamberry ones. They work just fine. If you have some tougher cuticles, you can use the hard plastic edge too. Sometimes I use that to scrape them back. Now, if you're like me, you will probably have invisible cuticles. I don't know if you can really see that, but they're just a cuticle that grows down over your nail. So I recommend using a cuticle remover. Jamberry has one. It's actually in a pen, so it's really convenient. So you just put it on your cuticle, wait a few minutes, and then you use a orange stick to push the cuticle back. So I'll show you kind of what that looks like. Okay, so I have put on my cuticle remover and have let it sit for a few minutes. So now I'm going to take my orange stick and just gently push back the cuticle on all three sides of my nail. It's really important to get these invisible cuticles off because they actually make your wraps bubble up and don't allow them to seal properly. So you'll have wraps that last a lot longer if you do this step. You can wear your wraps if you don't do this, but they just won't last as long for you. So again, make sure to press back that cuticle on all three sides of your nail so you get a nice smooth surface. And just repeat that for each nail. All right, so now that our nails have been cleaned off of our nasty cuticles, I actually went ahead and washed my hands just to get the rest of that cuticle remover off. That's up to you depending on the kind of cuticle remover that you're using though. So we have a nice smooth nail, and the next thing that we're gonna wanna do is actually rough up those nice smooth nails. So take a buffer block. I really like our Jamberry ones just because they seem to give you the right amount of rough without totally destroying your nail. You can get like the 5 or 7 step buffers, but I found that a lot of them have a grit that just kind of chews my nail up. These ones are really good because it just kind of gives you a little bit of a rougher surface so that your wraps adhere really well. So if you have really ridged or bumpy nails like I do, I really try and smooth those out with the buffer block. And that'll just keep your wrap from bubbling up, which nobody likes. It's just really annoying when that happens. So just go through, again, just kind of lightly rough up that surface a little bit. Just take a little bit of the shine out. You're going to want to do that for all of your nails. When I'm buffing my nails, I like to give the buffer kind of a gentle rocking motion. So you're making sure to get those sides as well as the top of the nail, because the sides are actually where you have a lot of the problems with it bubbling. All right, so we've now filed our nails down. We have removed our cuticles and pushed them back, and we've buffed our nails. And now, actually, what I normally do is I go ahead and I apply cuticle oil. And the reason for that is because I actually like to prep my nails and then just kind of like let them sit for a little bit and then come back later and do my wraps. That's mostly because I only usually have 10 to 15 minutes at a time. So I like to prep my nails in the first 10 to 15 minutes, and then when I find another 10 to 15 minutes later, or even the next day, that's when I do my wraps. So yes, at this point I would usually take the cuticle oil and just apply it to all sides of my nail. And even sometimes I put it on the nail. I don't know if that does anything, but it makes it look really cool. So go ahead and do that. The reason that putting cuticle oil on is so important is because it hydrates our nail bed, which in turn will hydrate our nails. And if you have really dry nails, your wraps could damage them. I know I wash my hands a lot. I like really hot water when I wash my hands too, so my nails are under attack all the time. And so just putting the cuticle oil on keeps them nice and hydrated so that you don't have any problems when you go to remove your nail wraps. And it also is just good care for your nails. So I put the cuticle oil on, I just kind of rub it in. It's up to you. You can just let it sit. We also do have a cuticle oil pen, which is kind of nice because then you don't have to mess with the bottle. All of this stuff that I've highlighted so far, the buffer block, the cuticle pusher, the orange stick, the file, all this stuff you can get in our application kit, and you can get either the basic or with the cuticle oil. And again, I love the cuticle oil. It smells really yummy. So anyways, that's how I would prep my nails. If you wanted to go ahead and put your nail wraps on right away, you just take one of our nail prep wipes, or you could also use a cotton ball with either rubbing alcohol or like a polish remover, and just wipe your nail really, really good all the way across, and then your nail would be ready to go for those wraps. So that would be the next step before you put your wraps on. Anyways, again, if you're interested, all of this prep kit stuff you can get at hhemphill.jamberry.com. And let me know how it's working. If you have any questions, comment below. Thanks. Bye.